Good day everyone, I'm Vilma Silabitan, currently taking a Bachelor of Technology and Livelihood Education, major in Industrial Arts at Isabela State University, Cabagan. Welcomes you to my auto vlog. For today's vlog, we are going to talk about the automotive technology, and it is divided into 4 subtopics. 1. Definition of the automotive technology. 2. History of car technology. 3. Key parts of the automotive, and the blow baguettes. So at the end of this auto vlog, my audience should be able to define what automotive technology is, state what blow baguettes stands for, summarize the history of car technology, and name the key parts of the automotive. Automotive technology is a program of study focusing on the mechanics and technology driving in today's car. It is a rapid growing field, mainly due to the rapid technology advances. So we are going to explore the history of car technology and how it has transformed the way we drive. 1886 Benz patent motor car. Austrian Karl Benz invented the first automobile in the 19th century. He was a German engine designer and automotive engineer. His Benz patent motor car is a vehicle powered by gas engine and had 3 wheels. From 1885, his patent motor car is considered as the first practical automobile. 1908, Ford produced Model T. Ford's Model T is invented by Henry Ford. His invention was the world's first car produced by assembly line. An assembly line is a production process that breaks the manufacture of a good into steps that are completed in predefined sequence. This great leap in technology made the car much cheaper and therefore more widely affordable. 1911, electric ignition starters. The first electrical starter was invented by General Motors engineers Clyde Coleman and Charles Kettering and was used on a Cadillac in 1912. Cadillac is a large luxury car that is the most prestigious brand of the General Motors. So electric ignition starters were invented to replace manual hand cranks and to start the engine with a button instead. In short, it makes driving easier and more safer rather than hand cranks were considered to be dangerous because the engine could jump as the car stands that may injure the driver. 1921 cigarette lighters. Friedrich Wilhelm Schindler, a German inventor, invented the world's first electronic cigarette lighter. Boiler cigarette lighters had a removal component that was heated by electricity. Cigarette lighter or cigar lighter is an essential part of the automobiles. The cigarette lighter is initially designed for drivers to light cigarette car. But nowadays, the cigarette lighter is mainly used as an electronic device to power up electronic accessories or interior on automobile. 1930 car radio. Paul Galvin is the man who first recognized the potential of a car radio and capitalized on Americans' fascination with radio for motor vehicles. It is the first time driving while set to music, and as of now, radios are capable of FM. 1934 Coil spring suspension. Obadiah Elliott registered the first patent for a spring suspension vehicle. Each wheel had 2 durable steel leaf springs on each side, and the body of the carriage was fixed directly to the springs which were attached to the ankles. Many car makers began looking at ways to make driving more comfortable, and they landed on coil spring suspension. Each wheel, initially just the front 2, was given its own metal coil spring which compresses itself to absorb the shock. This made for a much smoother, relaxing ride. 1949 car keys. Chrysler brought out the first mechanical key that can start the car with a turn of the ignition tumbler. Chrysler invented a technology to start both the electric starter and the ignition. It placed this power inside the key. 1951 power steering. Francis W. Davis, an engineer of the truck division, Pierce Arrow, began exploring how steering could be made easier, and in 1926 invented and demonstrated the first practical power steering system. Power steering technology uses hydraulic power to amplify the pressure on the wheels as you turn the steering wheels. 1953 air conditioning. The Chrysler Imperial was the first production car to have air conditioning as an option. It came with the three settings: low, medium, and high. The following year, the NAS integrated system offered front-end heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, making driving a much more pleasurable experience in the summer. 1958 Cruise Control. Ralph Titor was a prolific inventor who invented cruise control. He was the longtime president of the automotive parts manufacturer. Cruise control is a system developed to allow the driver to maintain a constant speed without the use of the accelerator. The system made steady driving easier, especially on motorways. 1959 Seatbelts. Niels Bohlin, the Swedish engineer and inventor responsible for the three-point lap and shoulder seatbelt, considered one of the most important innovations in automobile safety. Volvo decided to give away the patent to other car makers for free. Wearing a seatbelt became compulsory for all children from 1889 and for backseat passengers because it would save lives. 1960s electric windows. Packard introduced the first power windows. This was a hydroelectric system. The smooth buzz of rolling down an electric window was originally only available on luxury models, but as of now, it can be seen in the cheap cars. 1969 intermittent windshield wipers. Robert William Kearns was an American engineer, educator, and inventor who invented the most common intermittent windshield wiper system and used on most automobiles from 1969 to the present. Until this point, windscreen wipers had only had one speed no matter the weather. 1970s cassette tape stereo. It was developed by Philip in Hasselt, Belgium, and introduced in September 1963. Compact cassettes came in two forms, either already containing content as a pre-recorded cassette or a fully recorded blank cassette. In the 1970s, car makers began adding stereos that could play the latest cassette tape technology. 1971, ABS technology. The first full electronic anti-lock braking system was developed in the late 1960s for the Cordo aircraft. The modern ABS system was invented by Mario Palazzetti, known as Mr. ABS, in the Fiat Research Center and is now standard in every car. 1973 catalytic converter. The catalytic converter was invented around 1950 by Eugene Houdry. He was a French mechanical engineer. He designed the catalytic converter to clean up automobile exhausts. Widespread use of catalytic converters began around 1975. This technology was designed to clean up polluting exhaust fumes by reducing toxic emissions created by the engine. 1974, digital dashboard displays. It included trip computers, speed and temperature reading, and fuel economy measures. It is a set of instruments including a speed meter. 1984 CD players. Pioneer introduced the CD-X1, the first car CD compact disc player in 1984. It was known for its improved sound quality, instant track skipping, and the format's increased durability over cassette tapes. 1988 airbags. Previous iterations of airbags were installed in US government cars from the 1970s, but in 1988, Chrysler introduced the first production airbag. Originally, they were just for drivers, but today, airbag technology can be placed all around the car to protect all passengers. 1992, electromagnetic parking sensors. The parking sensor was first invented by Dr. Tony Hayes in the last 1970s, which he patented in 1983. Parking sensors alert you to hazards when parking. They were reinvented from previous technology that hadn't taken off in 1970s. 1996, connected cars. General Motors launched connected cars with its OnStart system, which used your mobile phone to call 911 in an accident. 2000 GPS Sat Navigation. GPS SatNav, it is a distributor for free and peers open source map data. Sat navigation were quickly developed, though it was several more years before they were more accurate. 2000 hybrid car. The first hybrid car was invented in 1898 by Dr. Ferdinand Porsche, who combined both electric and petrol elements in one engine for a prototype coach. Adding a hybrid motor, the petrol engine was first dreamed up in 19th century. Today, every car maker is working on hybrid cars. 2001 Bluetooth, one of the first car makers to take a chance on a new technology, was Chrysler, which saw a potential market for hands-free communication long before distracted driving became pandemic. They introduced the first Bluetooth-capable system in 1999 for the 2000 model year. The first hand-free Bluetooth kit appeared in 2001. Later, the year and even better, Bluetooth technology came out that worked with speech recognition. 2002 reversing camera. A backup camera, also called a reversing camera or rear view camera, is a special type of video camera that is produced specifically for the purpose of being attached to the rear of vehicle to aid in backing up and to alleviate the rear blind spot. This technology has prevented many a reversing mishap. Little cameras stream live footage of the area behind the car as you reverse. 2010's driver assist features. This includes automatic emergency braking and blink spot and lane departure warnings, along with adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assist system that bring vehicles a step closer to autonomous driving. Dozens of automatic technology features have been developed to assist the driver. Common, it includes lane departure warnings, blink spot warnings, cross traffic alerts, and headlamp high beam control. Car makers have also begun adding a smartphone's integration with many producing apps so you can find your car via GPS and remotely lock the car and check if its fuel levels. 2014 4G Wi-Fi hotspot. This new technology can turn your car into a traveling 4G router, meaning passengers can use it to connect smart devices to the internet. 2020 self-driving cars. 2006, also known as the autonomous vehicle driverless car or robocar, is a vehicle that is capable of sensing its environment and moving safely with little or no human input. 2020 is the projected release data of Google's self-driving car, the Waymo. It completed the first driverless ride on public roads in 2015 in Austin, Texas, with a blind man behind the wheels. So here are the key parts of the automotive technology. Seeing how these parts relate to each other is extremely helpful in visualizing how your vehicle functions. Engine. The heart and soul of your vehicle is the internal combustion engine. The engine block features parts such as the timing chain, camshaft, crankshaft, spark plug, cylinder heads, valves, and pistons. Battery. The battery delivers the electricity needed to run your vehicle's electrical components. Without a battery, your car won't run. Radiator. The radiator is responsible for helping the engine keep cool by removing heat from coolant before it's pumped back through the engine. Alternator. Part of the electrical system, the alternator charges the battery and powers the electrical system while your car is running. Front axle. Part of the suspension system, the front axle is where the front wheel hubs are attached. Brakes. Found on all four wheels, your brakes are one of the most important safety systems on your vehicle. Front steering and suspensions help improve the ride and handling of the vehicle. Transmission. The transmission is a gearbox filled with gears and gear trains that make effective use of the engine's torque to change the gears and power the vehicle. Catalytic converter. A device that controls emissions from your vehicle. The catalytic converter transforms harmful gases and pollutants into less harmful emissions before they leave the car's exhaust system. Muffler keeps the exhaust system quiet through the use of baffles or other materials that reduce or muffle the sound. Fuel tank, typically located before the rear axle. The fuel tank holds the gasoline that powers your vehicle. The placement is important to avoid areas that could crumple in a crash. Rear suspensions. As with the front suspension, the rear suspension contributes to the handling and ride quality of the vehicle. System can vary, but they usually are made up of shocks, coil springs, ball joints, control arms, and CV joints. 10 important things to check before driving. Make it a habit to inspect your car because minding your blow baguettes before driving off will keep you and your passenger safe on the road. Battery. Your car won't start with a dead battery. If your battery dies in the middle of driving, you'll get stuck on the side of the road, and you know how dangerous that is. Before you get in your car, make sure you have a battery, has a strong charge, clear terminals, and a proper cable to terminal connection. Lights. Test your headlights, turn signals, brake lights, reverse lights, tail lights in the garage. The light beams should reflect on the wall. Check also your lights for dirt, cracks, and breakage. If you spot any, have your lights cleaned or fixed. Oil. Your car needs oil to lubricate all engine components. Check your engine's oil level and color. When the oil is below the minimum level, it is time to refill. Look also for leaks as they are a sign that your car is quickly losing oil. Water. Overheating is every motorist's worst nightmare. A simple check of water in your radiator will save you from the road disaster. It also helps to have several 1-liter bottles of water in your trunk, just in case your car overheats while you're driving and you need to put water in the radiator to cool the engine down. Brake. Faulty brakes are a disaster waiting to happen. Lower a chance of meeting a road accident by ensuring that your brake system is working properly before you take your car out of the garage. Push the brake pedal all the way to the floor. Gas. Especially during long drives, a full gas tank is important. Imagine how troublesome it would be if you run out of fuel while you're stuck in traffic or driving along the road where a gas station is nowhere in sight. Engine. It's better to detect an engine problem before you're driving off rather than deal with it in the middle of the road. Check for leaks that indicate an engine problem. Tire. Driving with worn out tires can lead to a fatal accident. So before you leave for a road trip, spend a few minutes to check your tires for bumps, tears, and other signs of damage. Self. Human error is the leading cause of road accident, and some of the reasons are fatigue, sleepiness, drunkenness, and medical problems like asthma and dizziness. Check yourself if you're sick, dizzy, tired, sleepy, or drunk. You better let somebody take over the steering wheel. Also check your documents before you hit the road. Your driver's license, auto registration papers, and proof of comprehensive insurance should be within reach when you get pulled over on your road trip. Checking your blow baguettes before hitting the road, always first, always ready, always there. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more updates. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram account. That's all. Thank you for watching.